Hello and welcome again. Shadowrun returns with Zintha. Hello and welcome again. Shadowrun returns with Zintha. Hope we're all doing well. Just sort my life out here a little bit. Hello, inevitable geometry and sneaking effusive simp, whatever that is. Alrighty. Let's just put some volume on this one. There we go. We'll just get straight into it. Thank you, Lord Trower. Well, at the moment we're building a talkie boy with hacking and a bit of guns. Nothing too out there. From what I remember we were investigating where this lovely lady has disappeared to. Always more Dakar. Magnificent flounder. Officer Landers. A tall and motionless Lone Star officer blocks the entrance to the crime scene. Behind her you spot lively faces of the organ grinder's coroner, Dresden. This is an active Lone Star investigation. Please step away from the barrier. Oh, we may as well use the etiquette security. Detective Zintha, Auburn Precinct. We have reason to believe the victim may be involved in illegal BTL smuggling ring we're investigating. I'd like to examine her belongings for evidence. Badge and SIN, please. Well, it's alright, officer. He's with me. Dresden steps up to the barrier with a warm grin. The officer looks at you with poorly concealed skepticism. Okay then, make it quick. Lying on the pavement is the body of a young human female. Her eyes have been gouged cleanly out. And you notice that... Dang it. I'm gonna have to read that faster, I think. Well, Dresden, what have you got to say about it? What brings you out here, hot on the trail of the dead man's killer? Coincident, believe it or not. I take it I've stumbled across another Ripper murder. Yeah, that's what it looks like. As you can see, the Ripper went for the eyes this time. Pretty clean work. You gotta hand it to him. Now Ripper knows what he's doing. Or she, I suppose. What do you know about the victim? Well, not much. Dresden scratches his head absent-mindedly. Probably breaking some sort of sanitation protocol. She's been dead for about 3 hours. Her name was Lucy Warden. Worked for the stuffer shack just around the corner. Looks like she was just leaving work when it happened. Can you tell if she was subdued in some way before her eyes were removed? That's the strange thing. There don't seem to be any signs of a struggle. Not a single bruise on her body. Yet she was clearly alive when the eyes were taken. Died of blood loss shortly thereafter. As to what knocked her out, I won't know until I can run some tests back at the lab. I thought you ran the Redmond franchise. Isn't Pike Place a little far from home? Yeah, well, I don't really mind the change of scenery. Dresden laughs. The coroner for the downtown branch is out on maternity, so I told management that I'd cover for her on this one. Plus, I want this sicko caught. What about the bite marks on her arm? Ah, completely unrelated. Appears some wild dogs dragged the body out here from the alley some time after her death. Any sign of magic use here? There was evidence of an unusual explosion in the alley where Sam died. Now there's an interesting thought. No, nothing obvious. Though I'm sure when McCluskey shows up he'll call in a full magic forensics team. Just to be sure. So, the Ripper is taken, Sam Watts' liver, and this woman eyes. Any theories? Trophies of some sort, I suppose. Probably some symbolic significance to the killer. Beyond that, I couldn't speculate. Yeah, I figure if I help you out, there's a better chance to get this scumbag off the streets a little sooner. McCluskey wants the Ripper in the cell. Sure, but couldn't care less if he takes another dozen murders. Good luck out there, eh? Dresden starts to turn back to the body, then stops. Speaking of McCluskey, you should probably get going soon before he shows up. Officer Aguirre. Plainclothes Lone Stain officer before you sports a tacky hat and a crooked grin to match. The other one who's working for the dead man, eh? McCluskey warned us you might be sniffing around after the Ripper. Lucky for you, I got here before McCluskey. I'm Officer Aguirre. Pleased to meet you. Now, seeing as this is a crime scene, going nowhere fast, what can I do for you? What can you tell me about the murder that took place here? Not much, really. We know it was about 3 hours ago, and we know that her eyes have been surgically removed. Didn't need Dresden to figure that much out. He's been looking at the body, though. We might have more. I've been scanning the rest of the scene and looking for witnesses, but no luck so far. Damn Ripper might as well be a ghost. I take it you and McCluskey don't exactly see eye to eye? Let's just say McCluskey and I have conflicting interests. Do you have any leads on the Ripper that I should know about? Plenty if you ask McCluskey, but the truth is, we're as clueless as you probably are. Thanks for your time, officer. Hey, hold on a minute there. You haven't put any donation for the Lonely Orphan Fund. The Lonely Orphan Fund? Yeah, see, you make contributions to the fund. I put you on a list that knows the next time we find any orphans that you might be interested in. Well, I mean, it's another playthrough we collect the orphans, but I'm open to the idea, I guess. Well, I'm always interested in finding about any new orphans you discover. Excellent. Shall we say 300 new yen? Alright, you get a deal. His face splits into a wide grin. Excellent. I'll start an account for you. If we get any useful new leads on the Ripper, I'll give you a call. Now I'd better go back to work before McCluskey shows up. See you around. The elf standing before you, quite possibly, has the ugliest elf you've ever seen. His meticulously clean lab coat, format jacket, and old-fashioned bow tie give him the look of an undertaker from centuries past. He notices you approach and locks eyes with you, smiling a thin, unnerving smile. Hello there, stranger. Might I inquire, do you know which organ grinder's facility this body will be removed to? Who's asking? The elf giggles, a strange, high-pitched warble you would not expect to emerge from his misshapen face. Oh, I'm no one of consequence. Never mind that, though. A good evening to you and your friends, the coroner. Oh, that's not suspect. I'd shoot you out of principle. Just like, oh, excuse me, can I shop around for a corpse? I have need of a free corpse that may or may not have eyeballs. Weirdo. I don't think we're going to get much else out of this crime scene. It was dragged out of the alley it was in, though. It would probably behoove me to go and look at that alley. Come on, Paco. Somewhere over here. Okay. Not much else to see. Anyone to talk to? Doesn't look like it. Oh look, a racist dwarf. How original. Yeah, Mr. Sachs, the demented, twisted elf. Hello, Zira Gonvan Bromenstein. Good to see you again. The York before you wears the standard stuff a shack employee getup. The uniform is well kept and well fitted, but the tears streaming down his large crooked face do little to improve his appearance. He does not seem to notice your approach. I take it you knew the victim? Yeah, what's it to you? I need to ask you some questions. You're off, asshole. Well, that's rude. Stuff our shack. Remember, kids, buy NERPs. So I guess that's where we're going. We do have the zebra meat. And there's a friendly neighborhood junkie. Do you have any extra Nuyen? Just need some sucre zoom for the snack shack over there. Oh, here's a $5. Thanks, Chummer. I don't know what that accomplished, but I'm sure it's nothing bad. Hold on, I want to look around here first. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, what are we all doing? Standing around in the rain? Alright, cool. Nah, looks like that's about it. You got our zebra meat. You roll up on the most impressive bit of tenement squalor you've seen in a long time. There's a few street lamps here, and what light there is flickers with uncertainty. Most of the buildings are damaged and tagged. The smell of old rotting trash mixed with you don't want to know is overwhelming. It's no wonder people living here turn to BTLs. Anything's better than this. The better than life chip is the newest drug on the market. You don't need a good life, you can slot someone else's. Live through them, and wreck your brain in the process. The front doors of the Royale apartments aren't even locked as you step inside. You can hear Junkie crying for another hit. It's time to find Coyote and find out what she knows about the night of Sam's murder. Royal apartments, what a hole. Can't imagine what it's like for you, Coyote, growing up here. Paco trails off. A hellhole full of junkies. Looks like Stevie J's gets their rent money and their drug money. If Coyote's here, we have to hurry. She's good, but well, these BTL guys pay to stay well informed. They may have known she was coming. Got a tweaker, sad old man, some junk in a corner. Hello, Kai. Yes, tweaker, how can I help you? Woman scratches herself like a cat at a couch leg. Please, can you spare some Nuyen? My cred stick's a little light too, lady. What can you do for me in exchange? I got nothing left to give you. It all goes to BTLs, everything. Please, just a few Nuyen. Maybe I can cred you for some information. Have you seen a woman come through here today, armed and looking for trouble? Yes, no. Hell. What do you want me to say? I'll tell you anything. Everything. Please. You're far too gone to help me or anyone. What about you, sad old man? More of him. Like a lazy pigeon, he watches you approach. You're not from round here, are you? I don't want any trouble. Easy, Gramps, I'm just here looking for information, and I'm gone. Bad day to come around here unexpected. Bit of a commotion upstairs. Stevie's men are twitchy. This pretty young thing came through here earlier, snooping around like you two are. I could tell she weren't here for BTLs. Don't know how she got upstairs. There's a lot more gunfire than there usually is at this time of day. It's not good. Did you see her come back down again? Nope. A couple of Stevie's men came round asking what anyone saw her. Kept my mouth shut, I did. Hi, Angry Pumpkin. Always good to see you. Where's Stevie holed up? He's got the whole top floor all to himself. Fancy he's the king around here. Right, now there's an extraction. Hey, old man, you know how to get upstairs? You've been right friendly, but I can't get on the wrong side of Stevie J. I'm sure you understand. Look, we're here to save her. Do you really want that girl's fate on your conscience? Damn it, you're right. You can go through my place. Yeah, it looks far more, well guarded. Hi. Bye. Then to go upstairs, I'm not leaving until I find Coyote. I'm dead, you get it? Yeah, let's do this. Stevie J's penthouse apartment might have been nice at one point in time. Classic even. But now, it's filled with neon tube lighting, broken down furniture, piles of rubbish, and crates containing who knows what. Still, compared to the rest of what you've seen, it's positively palatial. The only thing marring the penthouse's pseudo-luxury is a woman's cry of pain in the distance, followed by laughter. Someone being tortured for another's pleasure. You step deeper into the apartment. Huffing and puffing, you reach the top of the stairs. Look like Stevie J doesn't use them much after all, if at all. We're straight into combat mode as well. It doesn't look like there's any way through there. Floor is quiet, save for the loud humming of fluorescent lights. It seems like you have the drop on Stevie J and his men. Yeah, you don't belong here. Astute observation. Time for night-night, buddy. The hellhounds devour the zebra meat in a few bites, and they let out a contented growl. Open the door. Stage up. Looks like we found her. Coyote is badly injured, but she's managing to hold it together. We just charge in. You alright? No time to talk. Coyote kneels and picks up the fallen guard's shotgun. It's time to finish this. Sure is. Let's go find some people to put down unceremoniously. Can you do first aid? Doesn't matter. Can I do first aid? That's the real question. Let's go. Yeah, beating that guy, that was probably not a good idea. Figured that would happen. Got a dwarf now. Raspy manic voice booms over the penthouse PA system. Really think you can come in here and shoot up my place? Do you know who I am? You're the guy who needs to shut up. Well, we don't have range on him. Alright. Well, I'm just going to shoot you, and then I'm going to shoot your mage. Actually, we'll shoot the mage. Whoopsie! That's right, waste your time on buffs. God damn it, I'm out of ammo again. Reload. Just beat this thing up. There we go. Can't hit me. Beat his head in with the bat. Yeah, this was surprisingly easy, actually. Classic using the couch for cover. And there's just this guy beating on this guy with a baseball bat. But no, I can't. And with a bloody Kurgle, Stevie J is no more. The couch. Whether it's sitting comfortably or using as cover as during a firefight, the most versatile of household furniture. About time you got here, Paco. Who's your friend? I'm Zinthar. I'm here to rescue you. Yeah, and who said I needed rescuing? I mean, I could have left you in the cell with the dogs and the torturer. No need to be smart. Guess it turns out I did, though. Thanks. Cody, we need to get back to the Union. Mrs. Kubota has that med lab in the basement. No, Coyote speaks through gritted teeth. No, I need to finish the other thing I came for here. I need to find something Mr. Delilah first. A stash of gems. Delilah? I thought you said you'd never do another deal with that man. Yeah, that is a pretty sweet dragon poster. Look, Paco, I need an excuse to come back here and settle some debts. Figured I might as well get paid for it. Her voice is strong still, but her body is beginning to shake. Paco, you get her back to the Union. I'll find those gems for you and then meet you there. Yes, we found a bag of 20 gems. Here you go, Coyote, a bag of 5 gems. Coyote looks as though she's about to argue, but says nothing. Come on, Coyote, let's go. Well, congratulations, everyone. What we got here? Stevie J's passcodes. Yeah, they'll come in useful, I'm sure. He's got a crappy armory and a door. Ow. This is turning into an ATF raid. If he had a guard dog, small velvet bag filled with precious gems. Figured as much. Got anything else of value in here? Doesn't look like it. Let's give the whole place a good once-over. You never know what kind of good stuff's in here. Oh, some loose Nuyen is lying on the crate. Just old junk. And a money chip full of Nuyen and a medkit. And an advanced medkit. Typical junkie pad. Nothing really good. Makeshift barricade in case they get into a shootout. Some good cover from some concrete pillars. And we'll head back to the seamstress's union. That was quite an easy one. Despite Coyote's clear desire to stand on her own 2 feet, Paco needs to help her through the door into the seamstresses' union. Heads raise, and the front room of the bar falls strangely silent. Paco stands by her side now, not speaking. His dark eyes flat with fury. Coyote presses a rag to her clawed face. She winces, but manages to keep control as she breathes in slow, deep breaths to manage the pain. Taking a closer look, you see her arm isn't much more than a shred of meat and broken bone, held together by tendons and burned skin. It'll be a miracle if she still has it by the end of the night. Chrome it is! Miss Kubota is tending the bar herself when Paco carries the mangled, bleeding Coyote into the union. As soon as the boss lady lays eyes on her missing bartender, the place gets quiet fast. By the time she rounds the bar to meet you, Coyote is the color of wet spackle, and there's something new in her eye. Fear. This woman has faced down hellhounds, but the sight of Mrs. Kubota has her staring at the floor and mumbling. Woman, how dare you miss 2 shifts and then come back and bleed on my floor? I'm sorry, Miss Kubota. I had a run that went bad. It's fair, inevitable geometry. Soccer. I can see that. Your arm is a mess. Was this your crusade again? Do not answer, it will only upset me further. You caused me to worry about you, Coyote, and that distracted me from my business. Hi, Miss Kubota. My apologies again. Indeed, she owns a nice bar, flourishing business, as what appears to be a troll bartender. Sure, why not? Terry, take her downstairs to Dr. Castle. Yes, ma'am. And tell Castle to put something new and shiny where that arm used to be. Mrs. Kubota, I can't afford a cyber arm. I'm aware of your financial situation. When you are healed, we will discuss the concept of giri, the debt of honor. Now go, bleed elsewhere. Yes, ma'am. Her anger at Coyote's rashness slowly washes from her eyes and is replaced by tears. She sniffs, wipes them away, and inclines her head towards you. Domo arigato. That girl is precious to me. It is not often that we see acts like these in the Barrens. You have performed a great service for my little family, and I welcome you into my home. Consider it yours, while your work keeps you here. But we both know that words are mere air. Beyond my thanks, I offer this remuneration. Please take it as a show of respect. I am honored, Miss Kubota, thank you. Hello, Gra. And Gavir. You're most welcome, and I offer more than simple lodging. You'll find that there is more to the Union than meets the eye. Below us is a small facility available exclusively for discriminating independent operatives like yourself. In it, you'll find vendors selling the best gear the black market has to offer, a fully equipped cyberdock, and a secure place to rest when the dregs hit the fans, as they say. This place is a safe house, too. Indeed, normally I require a percentage of the runner's income for the use of this facility, but as I said, you're family now. Consider it on the house. To gain entrance, play GAFFC on the piano. Whiz. Find the med bay in the safe house. Meet all the black market vendors in the safe house. Anything else, Miss Kubota? Is Mr. Delilah here tonight? Yes, Mr. Delilah is in the back bar. That's usually where he does business. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. I know, Inevitable. She's going up on the list of waifus. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale, but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips, became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him, and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. I can only hope that she has a terrible singing voice. You don't mind, how did you get involved in all this? I'm a former runner. Oh my god, and she knows how to handle a gun. Can you headspace an AK? This is important knowledge. Now I provide safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Are any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Van Grass. He is often stateside. Van Grass is most often a receiver of found articles, but occasionally has work. I'll be going now. Orc activist encouraged crowd of 7,000 trolls and orcs to fight back against racism. Lone Star concerned for public safety. Mr. Van Grass. Van Grass is busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display and monitoring and motioning to a runner standing nearby. All the same time, he's an intense little man. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I'm Van Grass. Make it quick. Biz is good. Talk to me. Yeah, a lot of those rent-a-cops would have to be people first, and a lot of them don't qualify, especially not McCluskey. I do street work. Got anything for me? He still hasn't looked at you. He's going a mile a minute. Nothing for you tonight, sorry. I'm doing a thing right now. Important thing. Talk to you later. Oh, hey, guy, one more thing. He covers his comlink for a moment, tilts his head your way. You can see he's staring at his HUD. I'm a fence too. If you got anything you need to unload, come see me. Who's that other Joker I was gonna see? Johnny Clean. Thanks for the tip the other day. Mrs. Kubota said I should go to the safe house, but I don't quite know where that is. Piano is a little out of tune. Check it out. I mean, she literally told us to do that. It doesn't look like there's anybody else to talk to. Let's go play on the piano. Play GAFFC. As you slowly peck the notes out of the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of wonder, immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union safe house. Well, you can do a bunch of things. You can make me drink water. Oh no. Thank you, Kai. Yes, posture tech 2 and a stretch. Yep, still look like it. Good stretch. And an eye break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just for that, I'm taking a sip of beer as well. That's true. Just straight or with something? And what kind of vodka? Ooh, we got some runners. No bunks available. This takes us to the stash. Got a Beretta Model 70. Some nitro drugs. Grenades. Oh, hello, Algernon. Past the bar, the edge of the safe house becomes somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. Yeah, Smirnoff's pretty good. Ah. Well, welcome to the stream. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young human. Welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon, Half-Dream. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spirits. Not my thing. Eric Messerman. Change your clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will help keep you on the right side of the ground. Take a look. What do you got? The coolest hat in the Shadowrun, in the shadows that grants +1 intelligence. Basic clothing for the Shadowrunning Decker. Nothing particularly necessary. I've got the tourist look, which is just fine. Till I get the alley punk, I guess. Mr. Gruberman. Theodore Buster Gruberman is well-groomed of orc dressed in precision that suggests his straight lines of military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight. As they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusk protruding from his mouth. The only other defect is the picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and of course, price. Bunker Buster Gruberman, at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military spec, or your money back in addition. I can handle routine maintenance, repairs, and upgrades, if you so desire. And if that wasn't enough, I'll also teach safety and instructional course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. That every sergeant in history since the bayonet was made outmoded by automatic weapons. Well, let's take a look at what you've got. It's slightly better is that Uzi 3. 600. How much? We got 1,733. Attack drone class C. Basic combat drone that every rigger should own at least once in their shadow career. Could consider going into a rigger spec as well. Okay. Nothing right now, thanks. David Fry II. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can identify. In the eye of this techno-bit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. Yes, on a sturdy rifle, and also a long rifle. On a normal rifle or a carbine, they make no sense. Especially because you've got the same reach if you just take them off. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer, or anything gear you need. What's a deck? You jack into the Matrix, or in the context of a run, when you jack into the local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower of your base Matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it'll hurt. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures of enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attack and defense at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of these programs. Johnny, you want to take this one? Sure, when you infiltrate a facility on a run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you are all alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program where you can deploy it, manifest as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. What do you got for sale? The Renraku Craftwork #1. Programs 4, ESPs 2, Evasion 2, IP-175, AP3. Creates an attacker expert. Grab one of those. Shield. A powerful attack program directed at one target doing 75 IP damage. Grab one of those. And I'll grab one of those. Hello, Jack Anthria. See you later. That was very expensive. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me also introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend, Johnny Clean. Well, the same overalls that you saw him in upstairs, down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards and cables and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as visible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. How is decking used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally a run will have an option of requirement to go into the local matrix LAN of the facility you're infiltrating in order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. Why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No, janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. Is it true you're part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade, and he's been smart enough not to tell me, so he sure as hell is not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best to let the subject drop. See you guys around. Wow, that's a lot of karma. Nah, I don't want to waste it on that. Well, let's spec into drone control a bit then as well. And some more reflex. Actually, I need some dodge. That's much better. Yeah, it's an RPG. It's a setting for RPGs to take place in. It's sort of like Cyberpunk, but if there was an awakening that happened, I can't remember the exact lore on this, you'll have to forgive me, where people were able to turn into certain races, so there was an awakening, and then we got orcs, ogres, elves, dwarves, all that sort of stuff, and people just turned into these things. There was no like transitional period or anything at all. Ah, really? Did not know that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like this setting. I think it's got more flavor than some of the more boring cyberpunk ones. Sigourney Weaver? Kind of, maybe. The face looks familiar. Make it quick, I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. It looked like you could use a hand. Ouch, bad joke right now. She looks down at her mangled arm, which I think is over here. Just sitting on that table there. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to go sit in the waiting area. Watch some trivet or something. This young lady will and I have work to do. Mrs. Kubota never said what kind of cyber arm she'd paid for. I want something badass. Got one with a laser inside? I'll take what I give you, lady. Well, let's have a look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this phase by being stupid. I'm gonna keep it. End story. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. Coyote looks both better and worse than you last saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged, and she's sporting a shiny new cyber arm. Now that the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Good morning. Thanks to the miracle of modern science combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost good as new. Better, really. Nice arm. Thanks. Mrs. Kubota will have me working it off for the rest of my life. He notices your expression. You look like you've got something on your mind. What kind of questions? About Sam Watts. Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy dreck. Sam. Can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh, but no one else seems to like Sam's jokes. But I did. Did you guys jam? Whoa. Easy, lover. No, it wasn't like that. We were friends. I guess I knew him the best of everyone here. Sorry, he's gone. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about the night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowd, as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him? Met him. He's a charmer, too. She bites a lower leg. I like gingers. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few. Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but good. Eventually he got loud, the way he sometimes does when he mixed drinks and who knows what, and Miss Kubota wanted him ejected. Mr. Clue wasn't around. Can't remember why, though she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out the back into the alley, and this is the last time I saw Sam. He said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? Standard Sam Drake. How he grew up rich and didn't deserve this, how he hated his mother, how he loved his mother. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic stuff. Sam have any enemies? Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion. But no, I don't think he had any enemies. At least none that I'm aware of. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on their couch, but he'd always overstay his welcome and get kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, I would have been bad, but Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything. Booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro. Whatever he could get his hands on. It wasn't always like that. But once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick. Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. Had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looked good, even. His liver was failing. So he got healing somehow for his liver. Someone wanted that liver because it had the healing magics in it. See. Did he say how he got better? He said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. His dead mother. Huh. The plot thickens. Now I need you two to do something for me. What do you need, babe? Need you to head upstairs. Need you to talk to Mr. Delilah for me about the Royale run. He's usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another run at when I recover. I will. The bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the blankets and pillow, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of wear. Picture of a blonde boy and girl, both about age 14, sitting on a dock at the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tight around the girl's shoulders and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingers. Written in woman's hand are the words, Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, Summer 2040. Let's drop that off and we'll take the Renraku Craftwork. Me a fancy new cyber deck. What are my objectives? Is there a black market vendor I haven't found yet? I suppose I haven't really talked to the doctor. In Shadowrunner circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones with a needle and a thread, but in the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be farther from the truth. The safe house boasts a fully equipped medical suite complete with the shamanic fetishes. This is a sixth world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely. Not for the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder, like her own personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried. But thank you for following, Rigud. You get? I don't know. Even the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you're instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. Let's see, and I suppose you're the one who patched her up? Impressive work. Null Sheen, now fixing up her arm. That was a piece of work. You're welcome, Doc, and I gotta say, that was some work you did on her. Your talents may be going to waste down here. High praise for a simple arm swap, especially since she wouldn't let me repair her face. Notes you eyeballing the facility. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service med bay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrunner bar after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up and install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm next to the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? What cyberware do you have available? Well, I've got a data jack. Double Tech Cyber Arms. 6 HP. High waist bone lacing plastics. Don't have a lot of Nuyen left though, and this stuff is all very expensive. I would like dermal plating basics. 2,500 Nuyen though. What's that on your shoulder? This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. I see shamanic fetishes. You're a shaman too. While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. Trauma kits are fully automated stabilization units that include a defibrillator, spray-on synthetic skin, and medical nanomachines. They can save a runner's life if you move fast enough. So if you're bleeding out, one of those can get you back on your feet. Exactly, but you have to be quick. This is Duckwagon's own field tech. But even their stuff has its limits. Ooh. That Duckwagon stuff is good. Restores a teammate to life with 100% of their total health consumed when used. Neat. I'll keep that in mind. Cool, I've met everyone. Mr. Delilah. Mr. Delilah looks small and tough with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when they felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. Not business, I got no business with you. Coyote sent us. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs, trying on a new arm. Your aunt went south for her. Yeah, she's downstairs in the med bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. No kidding. Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So who are you two? The guys that got you good. What difference does it make? It don't make no difference to me. Where's the stones? You could give him all the stones, hold back the best stones and give him the rest, or hold back the pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest. I'm gonna give him all the stones. Take him, I don't give a crap. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye, moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones. He stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. You don't rip off the fixer. You never rip off the guy who pays you. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you done good, but you're late, and Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. But I'm feeling a magnanimous tonight, and you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal. Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in. Look, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I know a fence for those gems, Van Gas. Follow me. So you're back. Busy. What's your story? I can see you're a busy man. He nods. That's right, Anne. So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have his attention. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. Wish I had just a little bit more charisma. Sounds good. Pay me. Done. Give me your cred stick. Return to Coyote. You can get 300. I'm not giving her a cent over 300 creds. Not yet. I wasted it all on decking. I can always buy a respec. That's not where I wanted to go, me. Did Sam have a sister? Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. Didn't sound like they got along that well. The comely chips in the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. He's smiling. It must be about money. Talk. There's been another Ripper murder. This one at the NTSB investigation facility down in the docks. You owe me for this. Put it on my tab. Better get here quick before McCluskey arrives. The image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder. Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen, I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before. Something bad happened, worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. Somehow I'm turning Shadowrun into Disco Elysium. Confirmed. Leaving the seamstress's union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with the latest victim. Left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle's your typical industrial area. Grit, grime, and grey. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects in the gutters of the broken down street. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transportation Safety Board warehouse, is located on a small strip of dock towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. Hey, if you haven't played it, Kai, I highly recommend it. Ah, yes. Free Cessna 160, lightly used, some work required. 16,000, no low ballers, I know what I got. Hey, you looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Can't get to that alleyway. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, street scum? Officer Aguirre called me in. Needs me to rule out if the killer bypassed security or if they were let in. Oh, of course. I'll open the gate. Aguirre is just inside the warehouse. Definitely no holes, now security here. Tip-top shape. Yeah, I'll bet you jack off. Well, that streetwalker reckoned people came in here and stole shit repeatedly and often. I'm guessing there's probably a way in. Just gotta look for it. The Chetty concussion grenade. What else we got? Phosphorus grenade. Fancy. Any more sweet loots? Confirm, I guess. Inside the large grey warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks. Top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. Seems this case hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. I think there's a button that highlights things. Hold on. Why can I never remember things? Ew. That's actually slightly better. Let me know if you want me to keep this. Took your sweet time, didn't you? You know, the traffic these days. Fill me in. You had time to go over the evidence while you were on route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vict was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case where notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Ah, that'll get you killed quick. It did. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his court master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Shannon Hoffsky. You're not a cop. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? Suspicion in her voice and eye darts almost instant. The subject turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. I can tell you're used to shouldering a heavy burden, but maybe there's an easier way. He looks at you, the flattery largely failing to affect her given the circumstances. But then inspiration dispels the dark cloud surrounding her. Perhaps my brother's spirit is too weak. That's a given. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains spirits of a plane crash, victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there. You seem to have the run of the place. You can find personal items that belong to the victim. I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. Dresden? Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or Credstick did at any rate. Chuckles. Anyway, surprise. You've got another Riptor victim on our hands. You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from the body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet. He really does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so probably he had major surgery at some point in recent history. And unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Nice hole there where his chest was, so... What's on the butcher's shopping list? Not quite how I'd want to go out. Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Looks like the Ripper is taking different trophy from each victim. Sam liver, this guy lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage to the chest cavity, I can see the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplant relatively easy, but it's an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. It was only the third body I personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's our Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins. Have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think Aguirre officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think. I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. Don't you fucking look at me. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside, you see several of the dead man's personal items. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your neck on your hand stands on end. And when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest, hard. This may be one of the items the shaman was looking for. The researcher's work of cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Federated Boeing jetliner IDN 2305, corporate owner Ares. Plane had several mechanical issues resulting in Mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17, 2053. 2:45 a.m., the pilot reported the altimeter was reading in the negative values. Co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. 2:58, the pilot cannot be contacted or located by the plane steward. The co-pilot radios in the Mayday. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Case file 96, Pratt & Whitney unmanned DN327. Corporate owner, Ares, summary, redacted, time long reacted. The file has been corrupted. Private notes. The note appears on screen pertains to an NTSB case of file number 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reported the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. The information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. Okay, so we have a comb. Not much else, though. We need at least 2 items. Need to go back here. The airplane is there's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Sorting through the shoes, we realized that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair: a left blue sneaker, a right red high heel pump, and a left black dress shoe. The dress shoe is black lace up with a rubber sole. The pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It's otherwise unremarkable. The sneaker is child's and has musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get sort of a shock, as if it's from static electricity when you touch it. This be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Take the shoe. It's hard to say whether this heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. The sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Earrings are made out of burnished steel, formed in the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman is looking for. Hello, Blue 95. Good to see you. And Shimon Cornell. Missed you earlier. Good to see you as well. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Cred stick. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDE and 200 nuyen is to your account. They don't need it anymore. Can I do anything more with the talkies? I think it's right down the bottom here. No, I need 5 at least. It's fine, we're just getting started. Feels as though you've found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? God damn it. Officer Aguirre trails after the detective after only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some sailor's drum circle. That's her brother. Makes it her business. Yeah, Gilly Monster, I quite like it. No, that's a corpse, which makes it my business. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Guess I'm gonna have to come back there at some point. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Rent-a-cops like these won't tie the place up for long. Agreed. I expect it'll be clear by nightfall. Sure you're up for this? As long as you can deliver and make it worth my while. Don't worry, I always follow through. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. Just smile. Good, I'll put up the money. We find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled Nuyen from inside a leather pouch and starts to count it out, then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Seamstress's Union. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops up on the screen. Boys, and you in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star, same old thing. I hear you. The jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in Royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squats, ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. Whiz. Well, I mean, they call it shadow running. Not exactly over-the-top, guns blazing kind of business. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on the high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. Excuse me. Tried to help him, but he pushed me away and then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since they're trying to find him. You're on a crusade. Excuse me, had a coughing fit. Maybe, that's what Mrs. Kubota calls it. Her face lights up. She's running hot. There's a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him himself. I'm on my way. Parker's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. You know the deal, Coyote. I work, I get paid. I got nothing. Call the favor. Sure, maybe there's a way for me to come out ahead anyway. Thanks. I'll send you the address. See you soon. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Parker on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building, and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder, and pulls it down without a signal. She starts her climb towards the roof. Parker looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Cynthia. I owe you one. Maybe I can find a way to make this pay off. You never know. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen, I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job, thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of the squats past the door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. In my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, I don't know much of how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. Good work, Paco. Well, since I got some speechy speech, I'm gonna spend some money and go to my charisma. Level that up a little more. First actual run of the day. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are others, licks his lips, and nods throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi, how you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in and whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker, trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You sell beetles, right? He grins a lopsided grin. Oh yeah, Chummer. Oh yeah. Better than life. Definitely better. Dream chips, mind benders, sim stim, sim sense, without peak limits, high octane intensity. Kind of rides can I go on? We got all of it. We got it all. Yeah. What you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that way. Want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got fairy tale Drek Chummer's love. You name it. And you can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip is as long as the slagging's involved, right? Curdy eyes are hard, her pupils tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff too, don't you? Maybe, yeah. Maybe. For the right price, you can feel what it's like to die, what it's like to kill. That's the best part, It's a lab. They test the new stuff here. The hottest Drek. You can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door, it'll get you in and out anytime you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slot it right there. Our guys guard you while you're chipping. Safest way, Chummer. Safest way. Just let me in. We'll see you around after this. Probably see you lots. A concerned woman, you say? The woman is probably in her 30s, but hard times have aged her. She looks at you with concern. Don't do it, friends. Don't slot that Drek they're selling. BTLs are killers. They're most of all. Sound like you know from experience. She pulls her hair back to show you. No implant. Then her mouth tightens and her eyes well up in tears. I do, I know. Lost my husband, lost my son, my daughter. They use her to record. Tears stream down her face. You have a pass to get in there? No, but Jamal has. My son's card. Took it off him when his brain fried. Jamal's down the hall. Don't know if he'll give it up, but that's between you and him. Looking for a kid named Gino. Know him? Who doesn't? He's here all the time. Gino's a clocker. Trades his time for chips. Like their little errand boy. Saw him going there this morning. Hasn't come out, so I imagine he's riding a dream chip. What kind of gods they got? He looks around frightened, whispers. They're serious. This place is backed by the Yakuza. Japanese mafia. Oh man. There's the guy at the door, Charlie. He sells the passes to get in. He's not tough, blind in one eye, but there's another 5 or so wandering around. 2 of them are bad news, covered in magic symbols. Mean. 5 or 6, that's not so bad. We have surprise them outside. Any chip heads? Yep, all day, all night. They can be dangerous too. Chip heads? Dangerous? Once someone's chipped, they can send them any program they want. They can do whatever. Turn them into whores, killers, anything. Gotta go. Alright, so we gotta go see this Jamal. Get his pass. Jamal has the look of a long-time chiphead, emaciated, hollow-eyed, but hungry and desperate. What you looking at? I hear you have a pass card. You hear right. I got a few. I'll sell them at a discount. Charlie charges 50 new yen for them, but I can get you 3 for 100. I was thinking 75. I was thinking slot off. Maybe you should just hand it over. His lip curls and... This is the Baron's or my. You want it? You take it. Well. So today we're learning about how shotguns to the back hurt. I wish you wouldn't do that, me. I'm just going to skip through this dialogue. We've already heard it before. Alright. Charlie's an orc with an expression of boredom and one milky eye. He drones through his standard patter. Need a pass, 50 new yen each. 150 for the lot of you. That'll come in as... Then you can come and go as you please. You can chip in there and we'll keep you safe while you ride. BTL to chips a separate cost. Last about 3 hours. Prices vary, but those are inside. I want to take a look around first. If the selection's good, we'll give you 200 yen on our way out. His good eye twitches as he thinks. Yeah, sure, that math works for me. See you on the way out. You are not good at math, sir. God bless your heart. Especially since there's so many wide open spaces and ambush points on the inside. So we got front door, 1, 2. It's like a dwarf and a shaman, maybe. Find this woman's kid. See about what else we can do, though. Nothing else on that fire escape. Way across there. We got 1, 2, 3 people. I'm guessing that's Gino. And that's the beetle recorder. Alright. Let's go whack this thing. The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to the chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a croomed-out Decker argues loudly with an armed thug, abruptly falling silent as they turn towards you. The shotgun-wielding thug squeaks in panic. It's the crew that took out Stevie J's place. I told you it was only a matter of time. The man with the cyberdeck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You messed with the wrong Beetle lab, Aho. This is a Yakuza operation. With the push of a button, I can make these tweakers to my own personal killer puppets. You're fragged. I mean, I can't promise no chipheads will die, but... Good night, Inevitable Geometry. Thanks for stopping by as well. I will do my best. No civilian casualties. I have a concussion grenade, better than fragging the tweakers if they get caught in the middle. Do you have a non-lethal option? He's got an Uzi and a baseball bat. Alright, fine. The best option is just to go whack this Decker that's in there. I see, I can get to that terminal as well. Oh, Parker's gonna die. Okay, we got summonings and other crap. Not ice. Can I actually get to this node without these things being killed off? I don't think so. Gently wind down the puppets. Okay, Paco, run over here. That's annoying. Oh, she's taking a beating. That was close. Get rid of this damn Yakuza shaman. Oh well. Hmm. I really wish this mage would stop shooting. What the hell did she die of? I'm very confused as to what happened there. Yeah, she just died. I think maybe she was taking lightning damage, but yeah. Oh well, I'll finish off this mission. We'll just go through. Happy to help, guy. Okay. Charisma. Sorry about that. Another coughing fit today. No civilian casualties. Paco, do me a favor, hold off security. It's a bit more dangerous than I'd like, but I'll take it. Yeah, it's going much better this time. Paco, shoot both of these. Reload. What do we got? Let's summon this execute. Take out this dude. Waste his ice. No, that one's dead. We'll take the control node and we'll gently wind down the pups. And we'll run the hell out of here. Reload. This is going much smoother. Oh, thank God that missed. I'm incredibly weak to magic. Mage is dead. All of them dead. Nice. That worked much better. Oh, you eject the BTL Gino's been riding. He gasps suddenly and his eyes flutter open. He looks confused, worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped, his eyes sunk into his head, and there's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are slurred. He's burnt. What the hell? Who slaughtered me out? Who fragging slaughtered me out? Coyote is shaking. She looks horrified. Gina, it's me. It's Carla. Gina looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Let me back in, god damn it. This is bullshit. I won't be here anymore. Let me back in. He looks around the room angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs his wrist. Stops him. He's weak. Beetle's taking hold. Gino, no. Coyote, be careful. Gino wrenches his arm from his wrist from Coyote's grasp and he staggers back, reaches under his shirt and pulls out a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified, with tears in her eyes. Gino waves it around, blinking wildly. Back off. Just back the hell off. Take it easy, Gino. We're backing off. He presses his hands to the side of his head, his finger still on the trigger. Squints. What the hell is wrong with you people? We're trying to help you. This is the way you help me? Look at this place. Look at me. He looks around at the squalor of the room, then glimpses his own reflection in the machinery. Oh, God, look at me. The chips aren't reality, Gino. Come with us. It's real to me. I can smell it, touch it. I can fragging taste it. I was God in there. King. I was a king. Can you imagine? He looks around the room, sees the squalor of the bodies, then he glimpses his own pitiful reflection in the machinery. No, 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 no. Coyote shouts something, but it's too late. Gino jams the gun into his data jack and pulls the trigger. There's a pop, barely a gunshot, and he's gone. Well, apparently he didn't want to live, Lord Trower. He chose the coward solution. I'm sorry, Carla. I'm so sorry. Coyote looks at you, tears in her eyes. I'm not stopping. Not now. Not ever. Looks at Parker, then back at you. Nope. Thank you, Lord Trower. I will take a water break. That's good earth sauce. Oh, yep. Thank you, Kai. I refuse. Still looks like, yeah. Hello, Night Owl. A real rain is coming to Seattle, and it's going to wash the scum off the streets. I'm going to burn every mother fragging beetle shop in the sprawl until they're all gone. You are going to need a lot more guns to clear out all of the druggies. Every mother fragging one. I mean, as much as I like helping people, I really could have used some, money. BTL, Beetle, not you. Yes, at least 7 guns. 7 of the big guns. Shannon's plan is the best lead. You've got to find out more on the Ripper, but getting back into the warehouse is going to require some support in case the dreck hits the fan. The Seamstresses Union will have exactly what you need, a fixer. Finding this necessary middleman and deal broker is key to most plans involving Shadowrunners. A good fixer is worth the new yen. It's their job to have the contacts and know who's good at what. They'll put together the team, magical support, skilled street samurai for muscle, or a Novahut Decker for matrix work. Running the shadows is a life and death gamble, and it pays to hire the best Shadowrunners you can. And on that note, everybody, I think I'm going to end it here for tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for showing up. Shadowrun is a great setting. I really enjoy it quite a lot. Gonna keep continuing this one for the time being. And again, thanks again for showing up and hanging out, playing video games, and watching our content. Until next time, you all have fun.